What is going on, everyone? Jim here from RC After Dark. Right off the bat, everyone, I have to give you all an apology for not getting any videos out recently. Truth be told, I've been secretly building a whole new RC adventure park that attaches to the original RC After Dark off-road adventure park. So I've had my hands tied for the last few weeks. That course is still under construction. More of a trail course versus the original track. The original track is more for proving grounds, and the new one is more of a natural trail that crosses over and connects to the original course. But today we're going to be doing a tire test video. Recently ordered some tires from A-Main Hobbies. These are some Rc4wd drive 1.9 Super Swamper Iroks. Little peek at our Iroks here. Very nice looking tire. A lot of side bite on them. X2 Super Soft compound or X2 SS compound. Very nice tire, lots of grip on those. A lot of flex. So I can't wait to try those out and see how they do. For the last few weeks, everyone, I've been running the Proline 1.9 Hyraxes on the truck, and they did pretty good. I'm not going to lie, those tires did pretty good on the course. But in all reality, the 1.9 Canyon Trails that came on the Bronco, after I custom cut a new tread pattern into them, the Canyon Trails did just as good, if not better, than the 1.9 Hyraxes. Now, I'm not saying the Canyon Trails are better tires than the Hyraxes. I'm just saying, out on my adventure course, for the terrain that we offer and the dirt, compound or the consistency of the soil that we have out here, the Canyon Trails with the new tread pattern did just as well as the 1.9 Hyraxes. So right now we're going to be testing out these Rc4wd drive Super Swamper Iroks and see how they do, as well as giving you guys some sneak peeks at some new stuff that we've added. So before we get too far ahead of ourselves, everyone, bear with me on this. Let's go on a quick little walkthrough on some new stuff that we've added to the adventure course. Number one, brand new podium. Old podium was made out of 6x6s, 2x4 uprights, particle board for the main floor on the podium. That lasted one season and rotted out pretty bad. So I replaced that with a new homemade podium, a little bit more natural, blends in with the course. Some standing dead timbers, 8-inch spikes joining everything together, deck screws holding the uprights in place, as well as some solar LED marker lights that we have on top. As for our solar LED marker lights, like I said, everyone, we have two courses here now, or we're in the process of building two courses. So the original course, I took a red Sharpie and colored all the LEDs red, just to mark off the original course in red. New course will be marked off in green, so I'll be using a green Sharpie on all the solar LEDs to mark the new course in green. That way you know where you're at when you're driving at night. So LEDs, guys, didn't blow a lot of money on these. Went to Dollar General, bought these from Dollar General. $1 a piece, little solar powered LEDs. Used a red Sharpie to color the LED red. So $1 a piece, can't go wrong with those. How I attached it to this post, I used a 5/8 paddle bit on a drill, augered out a little hole in the post. LEDs have this little cylinder sticking off the bottom. Fits in perfect, works great. So we have red lights to mark off the original course. Now, as far as the LEDs go, I only purchased 35 of those, and I need to purchase about 100 more to get the job done. So you're going to be seeing these LEDs periodically along the course. Like I said, we have those scattered about. Only have 35 of them right now. Like I said, need about 100 more. So periodically, as we're driving through the course, you will be seeing those LED marker lights. All right, so we got the truck plugged in, all fired up. We'll get started here. We'll do our explanations along the way. Starting off, all the differentials unlocked. And we've gone ahead and dug out some of these first few trenches, made them a little bit deeper. Exposing a tree root on the far side over there. And there's our open differentials. Lock up our front diff. And we are through that. Little bumper snag with the back bumper. So I just went ahead and unlocked that front differential again before we tackle this next rock pile, just to keep it fair with the Hyraxes and the Canyon Trails when I did the tire test on those. And the soil is a little bit wetter today than it was previously with the other tires. It's all open diffs. Moving around to the other side of the vehicle so we can see what's going on over here. Oh, and we made it up with open diffs. Not too shabby. Well, I guess in order to make this test really interesting, we'll go ahead and pull down into the water here, get our tires wet. Ooh, you're borderline tipping there. No, it's still borderline tipping. I think we're going to have to lock up that front diff. Oh, pulling up a rock on the front tire. Alright, we made it through. We'll go ahead and unlock that front diff again before continuing on here. Heading into the bombed out section here. Everything unlocked once again. I'm sure we're going to have to lock up to get through here. Go ahead and lock our front. Some pretty gnarly chuck holes through here. Tires are getting nice and loaded up with that sand after getting the tires wet. And we are through and into the tunnel. So here we are coming out of the tunnel and approaching our log pile here. Now we've recently added on to our log pile and made this a little bit larger and a little bit longer. Now it doesn't seem like much of an obstacle. Really simple to make. Take a bunch of sticks and just throw them down in a pile. Nothing's fastened together, they all float around. So not very difficult to make. As far as obstacles go, if you were to scale yourself down and imagine yourself in a real Bronco that was the size of this vehicle here, if you were approaching a real pile of logs, scale size to this pile here, that would be a daunting pile, or a daunting obstacle. So not a bad obstacle, cheap and easy to make. And it can be very challenging at the same time. So we're approaching this with all the differentials locked up. Not a very fair comparison as far as tires go, since the last time we came through here with the Iroks and the Canyon Trails, the log pile was actually smaller, so not really a fair comparison as far as for the tires on this log pile. Whoa, a little tippy there. There we are, up and over. Making our way off the log pile slowly here. Continuing down our brick section here where we removed the block on the passenger side there, just to make it a little bit more interesting. I'm trying not to reveal too much of the new course as we're doing this video here, so bear with me on that, everyone. We will give you guys some sneak peeks on some obstacles that we have completed so far, but a good 75% of the course is still under construction. Making our way through the staggered brick, heading into our rock section here. Have all the differentials unlocked once again. Still have everything unlocked here. Little snag on the front axle. Not too shabby though, all in all. Some more of our marker lights there. Coming off our little rumble strips and into our tree stump area here. Another solar light on the track for some nighttime ambiance. Making our way into this staggered brick section here. Can be a axle snagger, which is what we got going on right now. Still have all our differentials unlocked. Trying to give you guys some different views on this action. Definitely like the look of those tires. They look pretty mean on the vehicle. A lot of side bite. Coming into the brick roller section here. You have one tire spinning, back tire snagged up on some rocks over there, front tire spinning over here on the other side. Let's go ahead and lock up our front. Maybe not quite as much grip as the old Iroks. Those Iroks have the siping on the tires, mad siping on the tires. They get great traction, especially on the rock here in bricks. Gotta lock up the rear diff there. We'll go ahead and unlock it since we're past those rocks. Unlock everything. And she is making up and over that without a problem. You can tell we've had some rain over the last few weeks here. All the rocks on this hill are just sitting up on little pillars. And now you're getting a sneak peek at some new areas on the track there with that rock going around the corner. Here's a little sneak peek at what we're looking at over on the other side with the truck, everyone. This is part of the new course, this line of rock that goes up the face of this hill, over the back side of the hill, skates along the edge of that hill, around the tree, back over, up the bridge, and up onto a new bridge, which is heading off into the woods for our new course. So that is a little sneak peek at part of the new course right there. That line travels in front of the bridge, over this small section of cobblestone, and we'll be going straight up the hill there. Basically going right across that stretch of cobblestone, over top of the rocks, and then up the hill to get back onto the course again. And another new section that I recently added was a cheater rock bypass to go around the teeter-totter. When it's raining or that teeter-totter is completely saturated, almost impossible to climb up, totally impossible to climb back down. So I made a little cheater path going around that. It's definitely faster using the teeter-totter if you can use it. That cheater path is not easy by any means. Definitely a difficult path, and takes roughly 3 times as long to use the rock path versus the teeter-totter. Now here's another look at the back edge of our hill that we're on currently. This is that new rock path that goes along the back of the hill. And this is where she circles around the tree and joins back up to the track. Essentially, you're driving right along this edge, if you're going uphill, putting your passenger side tires on this rock to put your truck at a slight angle before you come across that gap right there to go up over those rocks, over top of the track and back down the other side. So this is part of our brand new addition that is going on the course currently. See how we wrap around the tree completely over top of our staggered brick, over top of this wall, making a left up onto the bridge, across the bridge, making another left up onto our new bridge, and then down into the woods. We are, all the diffs unlocked, attempting the steep brick hill here. Oh, this is the tough spot right here, getting our left front tire in the air. Both back tires are spinning. Trying to get some traction, and not bad. That did pretty good. Not too shabby. All open diffs. Whoopsies. We still have open diffs here, so lucky I was able to back onto the course. Oh, trying to climb over these rocks with open diffs. Definitely need that extra pull from those tires. And we're not gonna make it here. We're gonna have to lock up to get off of here. We'll just lock up our front and see if that can do the trick. There we go. We're back on course. Have everything unlocked again as we head into our next boulder section. Oh, we're turtling up here. Still open diffs. Trying to pick the hardest route as usual. I like to make it as challenging as possible. There's the front diff locked. I'm getting a little bit off course there. Oh, really getting off course here. You're borderline tipping. Knocking rocks off the path. Circling around to the log bridge here. I get a far away shot here so you can see what we're doing. Still only have their front diff locked. I'm close to the edge of the course there with the driver's side. A little shot of our new bridge there, going uphill quite a bit. And right where we're going right now, that would be that crossover point right there where the next path crosses over the trail. All open diff still as we're crossing over the next intersection there. Now another thing we have recently done was extended our sand pit. You can see the new pallet slats that are driven into the ground there. We made it about right around 18 inches longer, a little bit deeper. Now the sand isn't really meant for an obstacle. The sand is actually meant to put a coating on your tires to make the rest of the obstacles a little bit more difficult. We are headed over to the brick bridge here. All the differentials unlocked still. We are right up and over it. Not too shabby for the brand new tires there. Those Rc4wd drive Interco Iroks 1.9s. So we currently made it to the Teeter-totter. I want to try the Teeter-totter just to make sure that these tires can climb it. But I also would like to show you guys that new bypass. Right now we are climbing up the new Teeter-totter, new tires, all open differentials. And she's climbing right up without a problem. Still not too sure what kind of degree that Teeter-totter is actually on. Now I just went ahead and turned the truck around, and we're going to attempt this Teeter-totter on the way back down, which can be very nerve-wracking. You could slide all the way down this thing. Giving you guys the far back view. Just to see what kind of angles we are dropping down into. How far up the truck actually is compared to where we're going to be going, so dropping quite a bit there. Just get this baby to the tip point and then hit the brakes, just kind of hold reverse. So we're starting to tip back here right now. She's starting to come off the ground. Oh, that was close. Just barely holding it in reverse. It's that touchdown point where the ramp touches the ground, it bounces a little bit, and that little bit of hop is enough to lift your truck up off the boards and cause it to cascade down the hill. So we're not doing too bad with the old Iroks. We did pretty good on the Teeter-totter. Made it up and down without a problem. Open diffs. So we're going to go ahead and attempt this rocky bypass. We have all the differentials unlocked. That first rock we're climbing on, it's really too bad the camera doesn't pick it up. That thing is full of pyrite. Fool's gold from head to toe. And the camera's not picking up any of it. She is just a sparkling. Now, this trail can be pretty tough. There's a lot of these little rock shelves in here that hold your tire just perfect. And I mean, there's a lot of them. There's a few of them going up the hill face here, so it can be a difficult climb. We're still edging forward here. All the differentials are open. Like I said, this is a cheater path, but it's not meant to be easy. It's just a bypass, this mainly for the Teeter-totter. So in case it's too wet to go up and down, you have this bypass. Go ahead and lock up our front diff. Sorry for all the movement, everybody. I got a horsefly buzzing my thumb here. We're just going to go ahead and lock up that back diff. Try to make this a little bit more passable. Got our front tire completely in here on the other side. This is what we're looking at on our top edge. Oh, we're turtling up on this rock here. Alright, we made it up and over that. Crossing the track and onto the next section. Once again, it's too bad the camera doesn't pick it up. A lot of these rocks are just filled with pyrite, all sparkling like mad. More twinkles than a vampire on Twilight. This thing is just loaded with fool's gold and you can't even see it. It's a crying shame. Continuing on here with our course. There we are past the bypass. Another shot of our rocky bypass there. Give you a big overview of what we're looking at. Quite a bit of rocks, everyone. You wouldn't think so by looking at it, but several trailer loads of rock. And we found all these rocks out here in the woods, hand dug them all. So many trips in and out of the woods to collect all these rocks for building these new additions on the track. And since we're at the midway point, everyone, I'll show you a little bit more of the track here, the new one. There's our bridge obviously coming off and into the woods here. Once again, this is going to be more natural, a more natural course, utilizing some of this area that we have up here, which has a lot of rolling hills that you really can't see. So the course is going to be going up into this whole section up here, and then coming back down to the right of this tree, and back up and over across the track. And you can see the kind of layout that it has. You can see I've been gathering timbers, a pile of standing timbers there, leftovers from making the bridge. Like I said, here's a new course coming through off the bridge. Once again, keeping it natural. So we're going over all these tree roots. Just use a garden hoe to dig out the dirt between the tree roots to make this a little bit more challenging. So basically coming around this hill and then going up these stair steps up the next hill. Into some cobblestone, and then in between that double-headed tree stump there. So here's our cobblestone approach. So basically we'll use a garden hoe once again, dug out in between all the roots, lined that with cobblestone, used a bunch of beach sand that we have on the premises, and filled in the gaps with all that. And then the rain did the job, the rest of it, and kind of set that beach sand in like mortar, locking all these rocks in place. So the trail basically comes up over here. It is on a slight off camber in a couple different directions as you climb up over in between these two tree stumps across the back side here. Once again, use a garden hoe to clean out in between all these tree stumps. So this will be our road coming along here in between all this stuff, around up this hill, around this tree, back down in between these two trees, and heading over toward Bedrock Bridge. So once again, like I said, some parts are finished, some parts aren't finished. We're still working on all this area over here. So a lot of the stuff isn't finished. Just nothing but a path, or a path in our imagination as to where we want to take it. So we need to add stuff throughout this area. Come up here in between these two trees. So here's where we'd be coming out from between those trees. The course goes down a hill, and comes back up the hill, around, and then into our over-under rock bridge. So this is the over-under rock bridge. Just finished this yesterday, as a matter of fact. Still have to add some more cobblestone, some river rock on the approach on both sides, but for the most part it's pretty much done. Once again, all rocks that we found out here in the woods and hand dug out of the ground, and loaded into a trailer, and then brought them over here, unloaded them, and then positioned them. But once again, like I said, we found all these rocks in the woods, so definitely not easy. So looking at Bedrock Bridge, following the path, we'd be going under the bridge here. Little flash there so you can see what's going on. We go under our bridge. Trail is marked off with these sticks. Takes a left, winds around and up this hill, around that evergreen in the back there, snakes around through the woods here, and back up to the bridge, over top of the bridge, back down into the woods here, following these sticks once again, winding around through some of these little small evergreens, back through all this stuff. A lot of twists and turns, everyone. Probably gonna be a 20-minute trek at least. Winds around the back edge of that tree, back over top, and then down across to the main course. But here's the other side of Bedrock Bridge on our approach side, coming up to the main bridge section. And a little shot of the back edge of the bridge here. Obviously, I named it Bedrock Bridge because it was an instant reminder of the Flintstones. So, Bedrock Bridge it is. And once again, that entire top rock, nothing but pyrite. And you can't see it on camera, which is just a darn shame. But that whole top rock is filled with pyrite, and that baby is huge. That's what she said. Yeah, so that's a little sneak peek at the new course, everyone. Now the old bombed out section here on the original course, we had dug this out and reshaped it. Just put a bunch of gnarly little shelves in here. Make this a little bit different, a little bit more interesting. It's more of that naturally occurring beach sand right there. Moving into the infamous rocky switchback here. Once again, I assembled this whole area and didn't size it out for the vehicles, so it can be a little bit tight through here. This is actually the first part that I built on the original adventure course, was this rocky switchback. This is actually what started the entire course, was just this part right here. Now, when we're driving around and keeping score, yep, you do get deducted every time you back up. So when we're keeping score, definitely a lot less backups when we're keeping score. But it's still a very, very tight course. So at least this section of it is fairly tight. Still rocking the open diffs here. Oh, a little bumper snag there on our hitch. Coming out from underneath the over-under brick bridge. Still motoring along here with our open diffs. Let's go ahead and lock up that front one. Yep, into our log road, which can be very challenging with these offset staggered logs here. Trying to get a grip on those can be very difficult. Yeah, it can definitely be a tough climb as you're trying to crest over the edges of these logs. They are rounded over, extremely smooth. So it can be a fight for traction trying to make it through that stuff. We just did it with the front diff locked and their back open. Continuing to make our way uphill here as we make our way towards the finish line. And over the last hill, heading down towards our brand new podium there. And that is going to do it. And there you go, everyone. That was the first trip around the course with the RC 4-wheel drive 1.9 Super Swamper Iroks. Whether or not they performed as good as the Proline Hyraxes is debatable. But I definitely like the way these tires look. They are some sweet looking tires. A lot of side bite on here. Super soft compound. Very scale looking tire. definitely like the way they look on the truck. So whether or not they actually perform as good as the Iroks, like I said, is debatable. But for the time being, I'm probably going to keep these tires on the truck for a while because they look sweet. So that is pretty much going to do it, everyone. Try to give you guys a nice big overview of the course here for a closing shot, just so we can see what she's starting to turn into. See our podium way off there in the distance. Definitely looking a lot more natural, blending in with the course a lot better there compared to the old podium. So totally happy about that. New sections added, our new rocky bypass going around the Teeter-totter. Other rock sections that were added on recently for the new courses being put on in the back. So a lot of new additions here on the track, and it's definitely definitely starting to turn into something very cool. So that's going to do it, everyone. Much appreciated for y'all sticking around and watching the video, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks again.